Okay, guys, so still have COVID, obviously. I'm going to try this live stream. We'll see how long that I can talk for before I start getting into a coughing fit. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go over a couple of things, the economic calendar to come for next week, things to look forward to. Um, the bond yields, and the overall market. So we'll get into it here in a second. Just going to wait for some people to jump on. So this morning we saw the jobless claims came in line. All right, so 230K expected, 230K. All right, so nothing much here to really move markets. It could have moved markets pretty big if it was either a miss or a big beat. That could have definitely done some initial damage, either one way or the other. So other than that, today, there's not anything really to watch out for. What I would be looking for is definitely tomorrow, all right? This one right here, the producer price index, that will definitely be something that everyone's going to be looking forward to. Now, it's funny because these things, right, they never used to move markets as much as they are this year. I've never, ever seen such a data moving market before. It's every single economic data that comes out on the economy, on inflation, that moves the markets crazy. So, it's a very difficult time to trade. This year has been definitely tough. Definitely tough. If you're struggling trading this year, it's definitely tough. I actually posted on my Twitter this morning. I posted the difference, a side-by-side difference of the Apple chart for this year and the Apple chart for 2020 and 2021. 2020 and 2021, Apple goes like this. From the bottom left to the top right in a trend. You got some pullbacks in between, just like the SPY, just like the Qs. In 2020, 2021, you got those little 5% pullbacks that got bought up, maybe a 10% pullback, but very rare, got bought up immediately, and that's what we saw with the trend. It was a lot easier to trade with that trend. Super, super easy. So in 2020, 2021, you had all these people, making a fortune, and then they come in 2022, and they're like, wait a second, what is going on here? This is not what I'm used to. Well, if you learned in 2020 and 2021, you have to realize it's not the same market. So you have to adapt, change your expectations, and, go from there. But it's good. It's a good learning experience for sure. So don't get too frustrated. Even the best of the best hedge funds are actually losing this year. All right, so that's next week. That's Friday. So producer price index. Next week is just going to be absolutely crazy, bonkers crazy. You have the CPI on Tuesday, and then you have the Fed on Wednesday. All right, you got the rates that are going to come out, probably be a half of a 50 basis points That'll probably be in the cards there. I'm assuming. I mean, I can't see a 0.75, um, but you know, it could happen. And you have CPI coming out the day before, so I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see. But it's not going to be easy this week, next week. A lot of those macro events going on that will move the markets a lot. All right, so that's that. The bond yields so far today, you got the bond yields going up, which means bonds are selling off. Usually when the yields are going up, the market doesn't like it. But things have been changing a little bit in the last couple weeks. We haven't seen that correlate over as much. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, so I want to take a look. We have about 15 minutes to the bell. Let's just pull it on back and take a look at the daily chart for the S&P 500. All right, this is what I have on the daily chart. I have our downtrend line, clear as day. We have our 200 moving average here. That's the orange line. We have the 20 EMA right here. That's the blue line. And then the 50 moving average there. That's the cream line right here. So we're currently over the 50, but we were over the 20. All right, now we closed under that 2 days in a row, but we're still holding up in just this pocket here of consolidation. You know, we did break out with Powell's speech. We broke out, but just got rejected right back on down. Basically round tripped from when Powell spoke and how dovish he sounded, and that's when we were getting in puts right here. All right, that was a great trade, perfect, well executed trade here, taking puts, and it was crazy because while I was taking puts here, the market, the SPY, was up that day 15 points. All right, that's a tough spot to be taking puts on, but we were coming right into this trend line. So lower risk. That's lower risk there. If we would have kept going, then you cut your trade, and we realize that not every trade we take is going to be a winner. You just have to take those higher probability trades and ride them out. So on the daily chart, this is what we're currently looking at. I have this trend line. Now, the reason why I have this trend line here instead of starting the trend line down here is because this touches way more times than if I was going to make the trend line this one gap down day, right? It gapped down, opened up, and we closed all the way up here. So what I see is more, this area here would be more of support, and this was just one of those like outlier type of things. So I don't want to draw the trend line from here. I have, but I just realized that this is just one of those areas that I don't know, because it's just touching way more times if I start it here than if I was going to come back and draw a trend line here. I could come up and say, all right, there we go. Make this a little bigger so you guys can see. All right, let me change the color on this. All right, so this trend line here, this white line, you could make that trend line, you can make that case here that we broke this trend line and sold off. All right, but now we're still in this consolidation. So as far as this trend line going from here to there, I like this trend line a lot better. And it does look like this is one of those multiple confluence areas here where you have support and you have an ascending trend line that can act as support multiple confluences for some more of demand here, more of support here for a move higher. So that's why I changed this trend line from down here to right here. This is way more touches on the trend line. Take away that outlier just because we gapped down so much from this area. We gapped down and got that buying pressure. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Good morning, Brett. Man, I'm running out of energy quick. It's only been about 10 minutes, but this COVID is making me a little foggy. All right, so I want to take a look at the Qs next. Now, same story here, guys. I mean, this is just tough. This is tough trading right here. Look at this consolidation. Look at this range. So if you're inside these days here, what are you doing? Like, are you just getting chopped out? You're taking trades in the middle here. I mean, it's tough. So you have what I see here as this double top, right? Take this away. Kind of a double top, and you have multiple bounces here. Now, if it hits something too many times, there's a chance that it could break, all right? I'm not saying that has to happen, but there's definitely support here. There was resistance, there was previous support. That's a key level. So 280 on the Qs is an obvious, clear level of support. Obvious resistance is up here at 293, and that's where we're trading right now. We're just trading this range. Let's see, since about a month ago. All right, something's going to have to give here to either break us out or break down. Will it be some data? Will it be something the Fed says? Who knows? That seems to be what has been moving markets all year. So I can only anticipate and expect the same things to happen. So we'll see. Thanks, Brett. Brett, what are you looking at today, buddy? Any particular stock you trading today? Anybody looking at anything interesting today? I saw some great momentum this morning. Great momentum on PHVS. This was alerted in our Discord if anyone was interested in that one. Take a look at it right here. And this was really, really nice to see. I mean, we haven't had momentum in a while. I mean, this was up over 70%, 80%. That's a nice gapper. And it was showing some really nice technical moves. This was a 5-minute breakout here. So you had a 5-minute pullback, first 5-minute candle to make a new high. That's what gave us this nice push up here, right here out of consolidation. The 9 EMA, perfect. Just a perfect setup. And I took it. Did I leave money on the table? Of course. I always do. But like I said, in this type of market, you're just not comfortable with just holding because we haven't seen follow through. So I had to shift the way that I trade a little bit, even though I still took 9 cents, right? Everybody that knows how I scalp, I try to take 10 cents at a time if I can, anywhere from 5 to 10 cents on hopefully a little larger share size. I didn't go crazy today. like I said, because the market for momentum has been so slow. But since we saw this morning, I'm sure so many traders were very happy to finally see momentum, and we saw some really nice setups. I mean, this is good. This is nice and clean. Nice and clean. Give me a stock like this every day. Gotcha. Actually, I want to take a look at SPY right now. All right, so for me, SPY is at one of our key levels here, and you can see the rejection off of that key level. So what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to make this bigger, Brett, is this area right here. So if it could break this off the open, and this, I mean the 395s, then maybe you can have room. I mean, you do have room. There is room to go. There is room to go. Gapping up quite a bit, but this is good because you could kind of see, let me look at this on a better, 5 minutes to the bell, guys. I mean, you can see how Powell spoke, we came back down. Now we're kind of, and yesterday's trading, I mean, was just insane. Just crazy right here, choppy, because it was consolidating. It's waiting. That was good. So you had that pullback, totally retraced the entire move, and then it held up. It's still holding up at support. It might not feel like it's at support, but this is at support. Nice bounce off the trend lines. It's been very technical. It's been not bad as far as the technicals go. But I would like this over 396. And that's also, I mean, it's up over 0.5% already. So that's a big move. Even to get over there, you're talking about like a really decent size move. So I'm just not sure ahead of PPI if you would get that. You know, it might be a rejection again up here at the highs. Maybe a little bit of consolidation today again. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I don't know as far as if we see a trending day. I don't know. Yeah, Brett. Yep. Definitely. I just don't know how many. I don't know how many people are just going to get long ahead of a lot of interesting things coming up. Could still be a little choppy. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to take a look at Tesla also. I want to see that. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's chart just looks brutal. Yeah, I would say this has all the makings of trying to come back down and retest those lows there. I don't know. I don't know how much would be dependent on the overall market. I don't know how high beta of a stock Tesla is if it follows the overall market. It does seem to be a heavily day traded stock, obviously. Oh man, I forgot. I have to call my daughter's home sick. I totally forgot to call the school and tell them that she's not there. So now I'm getting a bunch of phone calls here. All right, so I'm gonna have to unfortunately end it there. Call the school and tell them why my daughter's homesick. I hope that you guys have a great day. I'll be in the Discord here in a second, and yeah, that's it. Thanks. Hit the thumbs up for me, guys. Take care. Bye, Brett.